It's 2025, and the McLaren garage is a battlefield. Two drivers, one team, and one dream: the World Championship. On one side, Lando Norris, the British star who's been the face of McLaren's rebirth, the loyal soldier who waited years for his moment. On the other, Oscar Piastri, the Australian prodigy, calm, surgical, and already rewriting records in just his second full season. McLaren's MCL39 is a monster. It's the fastest car on the grid, and yet, instead of dominance, we've witnessed chaos, nerves, and brilliance all colliding under papaya orange. Today, we're diving deep into both drivers, their strengths, weaknesses, stats, and mindsets to find out one thing: who will win the 2025 World Championship? Lando Norris or Oscar Piastri? McLaren, after years of rebuilding, has delivered the perfect weapon, and now faces the perfect problem: two drivers equally hungry to use it. Both Norris and Piastri have taken the MCL39 to new heights, but their personalities couldn't be more different. Lando, emotional, expressive, a driver who feeds off momentum. When he's in rhythm, he's unstoppable. But when things go wrong, they really go wrong. Piastri, calm, analytical, and rarely flustered. He's the kind of driver who learns quietly, attacks silently, and leaves you wondering how he just beat you. This season, McLaren has scored more podiums than any other team, 15 and 14 each driver, and 12 wins combined. The papaya team is back on top. But inside, the temperature is rising. Let's look at the numbers. Oscar Piastri currently leads the championship with 346 points and 7 Grand Prix wins. He's been the model of consistency, finishing in the top 10 in 18 of 19 races with only one DNF all season. His 5 pole positions, 5 fastest laps, and 14 podiums show how well-rounded his season has been. Meanwhile, Lando Norris sits just 14 points behind, with 332 points and 5 wins. He has more podiums, but trails slightly in poles, and has 2 DNFs to his name. On paper, it's almost even. In reality, every weekend feels like a knife fight. Piastri dominates Saturdays. His one-lap speed is sharp, clinical. Lando, however, tends to fight back on Sundays. If you look closer, the championship hasn't been decided by raw pace. It's been about mistakes. In a season where the margins are razor-thin, even the smallest error can cost a title, and both drivers have had their share. Lando Norris made 2 big mistakes: the crashes in Saudi Arabia and Canada, costing him a total of around 25 points compared to his teammate. Oscar Piastri also slipped up twice: the off in Australia, which cost him 23 points, and the Silverstone penalty for erratic driving behind the safety car, losing another 7. That brings Piastri's total lost points to roughly 30, and Lando's to 25. So, on paper, they're nearly equal in big blunders. But what about the small ones? This is where the difference emerges. Lando has had more micro mistakes: a bad quali here, a small off there. In Bahrain, he missed his marks in Q3. In Spain, he lost a place to Verstappen at the start. In Austria and Belgium, he ran wide multiple times. They didn't always cost him dearly, but they chipped away at his rhythm. Piastri, by contrast, has been cleaner. His errors are subtle and rare: a poor Saturday in Monaco, a missed opportunity in Imola, or a close call with Lando in Austria. But overall, his season has been the definition of precision. At this stage of the championship, precision might be the edge that decides everything. When you compare their careers, the contrast gets even sharper. Lando Norris has been in Formula One since 2019. He's entered 147 Grand Prix, earned 41 podiums, and scored 1,339 career points. He's been through every emotion, from the heartbreak of Russia 2021 to the thrill of his first win in 2024. He knows how it feels to lose, how it feels to rebuild, and how to lead a team. That emotional maturity could be his biggest weapon when pressure peaks. Oscar Piastri, on the other hand, is still early in his journey. Only 65 races, 24 podiums, and 735 career points. But what he lacks in experience, he compensates with raw composure. From his rookie season, Piastri showed the same cold-blooded efficiency that made champions like Alain Prost great. He doesn't crack easily. Where Norris wears his heart on his sleeve, Piastri hides his behind a poker face. That contrast defines McLaren's internal war: emotion versus calculation. Let's talk psychology. Lando Norris has often spoken about his struggles with confidence and mental health in the early years of his career. He's more open, more human, and fans love him for that. But that emotional openness sometimes translates into overthinking under pressure. When everything goes right, Norris looks unbeatable. But when things start falling apart, his frustration shows over radio messages, body language, and split-second decisions. Piastri, in contrast, is ice cold. He doesn't show nerves, doesn't complain, doesn't even celebrate too loudly. That calmness under fire gives him a psychological advantage in direct duels. But that same stoicism can make him seem distant, less adaptable when unexpected chaos hits, like wet races or strategy shakeups. Their biggest fears. For Lando, losing again after being so close. For Piastri, being labelled too robotic and not commanding the team emotionally when it matters most. The mental game between these two could be the true decider. Inside McLaren, the atmosphere is tense. Andrea Stella and Zach Brown have built a dream team, but it's also a time bomb. Every strategic call now carries political weight. Give Piastri priority, and fans scream favouritism. Give Norris the better strategy, and people say McLaren is protecting its poster boy. The engineers are splitting allegiances. Some favour the calm data feedback of Piastri. Others admire Norris's passion and feedback clarity. McLaren's biggest challenge might not be Red Bull or Ferrari, it might be keeping peace between their own two superstars. When we break down telemetry and race data, fascinating differences emerge. Lando Norris is explosive in high-speed corners. He attacks apexes aggressively, using minimal steering correction and maximum confidence on entry. His strength lies in adaptability. He can extract performance from a car even when balance isn't perfect. Oscar Piastri, however, shines in consistency. His throttle modulation is smoother, his tyre wear is often lower, and his braking precision is elite. In qualifying, Piastri tends to be quicker over one lap, extracting time through perfect corner exits and stability under braking. 5 races remain. Just 14 points separate the two McLaren drivers. Red Bull is inconsistent, Ferrari lacks pace, and Mercedes is in transition. This is McLaren's year, but only one of their drivers can hold the crown. Statistically, Piastri has the upper hand. Fewer DNFs, more poles, cleaner record under pressure. But Norris has something that can't be measured: momentum. When he feels good, he's electric. The title could come down to one wet race, one strategy call, or one crash between teammates. We've seen the mistakes, the mindsets, and the momentum swings. Oscar Piastri, calm, precise, and almost machine-like in his execution. Lando Norris, emotional, fearless, and driven by years of waiting for his shot. Two talents at the peak of their powers, driving the fastest car in the world. But there's only room for one world champion. So now we leave the question to you. Who do you think will win the 2025 Formula One World Championship?